What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer, and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the silver stacking community. The best way to support this very important video is by liking the video and leaving a comment. I really want this conversation to get talked about. I want to read the comments. I really want you all to engage, and liking the video and leaving a comment is the best way to do so. You definitely want to be subscribed as well. I'm doing a silver giveaway. I'm picking 2 winners, so your odds have doubled, and the entry video is live. So make sure you go over to that entry video. It is in the description and maybe even the pinned comment. Go enter. Very easy, and may the luckiest stacker win. But what if I told you you actually have another opportunity to win even more silver? Well, I'm not lying. The Silver Stacking Podcast, which is myself and my co-host Investing with TJ, also are doing a giveaway over there. So there's 3 opportunities to win some silver shipped straight to your front doorstep. And these prizes aren't just a little ounce. I mean, we're throwing in some silver, so you're going to get rewarded. You definitely want to be subscribed. Now, let's look at this. Right now, silver is, it looks nice, right? And then all of a sudden, you see this decline. Let me explain something to you. Silver is extremely volatile compared to gold because it's a much smaller market, right? So if gold's going to rise 10%, silver's rising 15%, but it also works for the downside. If gold's going to drop 10%, silver's going to drop 15%. And this has to do with what's happening in the economy. But before we go into that, let me make something very clear. This is not a political video. This is not a political channel. I don't care if you're left, right, up, down, front, center, sideways. Just meet me in the middle, and let's talk about why silver's price is going up or down, right? Anyways, to get front and center, let's get back. So you see this extreme downwards decline, and this could be a little bit of overbought territory. We know there's a lot of resistance at this $24.50 level. News spreads like wildfire, and when we talk about what's happening, in Ukraine and all that stuff, fear pushes prices more than anything. Price manipulation, speculation, all of that stuff has such a big pull on silver price nowadays, and it makes me sick because it should be based more of supply and demand like it used to be. But news spreads fast. We're living in the new age, social media, and things are crazy right now. I'm not gonna things are crazy as well. So you have to be careful because, like I said, silver's more volatile. If you're new and you're investing emotionally, which you're not even going to know if you are really. It's not like I invest no. A lot of people do, and they don't even know it. And it has a lot to do with not knowing the true value of silver, right? No matter who says that 1 ounce coin is worth what is irrelevant, because the 1 ounce inside of it is the value, not the price tag attached to it. And until you really understand that, I don't think you'll ever truly get how valuable silver is. It has intrinsical value. The value is not whoever says that coin is worth that. The value is the 1 ounce, the metal inside of it. And not many things have intrinsical value. Most things are priced or valued off of someone perceiving that thing to be worth that much. So let's go into this article. So it's talking about how silver markets have a wild ride. It's a roller coaster. It's going to be really, lots of highs, lots of lows. But if you hold on to it for the long term, you have nothing to worry about. So silver markets have shot straight up in the air during the trading session on Thursday, but then gave up all those gains as the US dollar reigned supreme. Why does silver have such a direct negative correlation to the dollar? It's a direct threat to the dollar. Silver and the dollar are extreme opposites. The dollar is based off of speculation. The dollar is only as strong as people think it is. You're not in control. Silver, real value, backed by something. There's real value there, literally. Our money used to be backed by silver, but it's not anymore. It's real value. You are in complete control. So you can see how these two are so opposite, and you can also see why governments and banks aren't going to push precious metals. They want you pegged to this. When you are in debt, you're a slave to the system. When you're investing in the stocks and all that, you're still under their control. You are in complete control when you have physical silver. And yes, I mean physical, because every ounce that you have in your safe or in your backyard, dug 2 feet under the ground or wherever you, every one of those ounces, 100 other people theoretically also have those ounces online. They think they have all that silver on the COMEX. That's not their silver. The ones that actually have the silver are the ones that actually have the silver. If you can't hold it, you do not own it. And that's the saying of the stackers. Silver markets initially tried to rally during the trading session on Thursday, but found a bit of a brick wall near the $25.50 level, an area that has been a major barrier, like I was just kind of saying earlier. So by forming the candlestick that we have, it does suggest that perhaps we have quite a bit of noise that is going to continue to offer resistance. And you could see that it has offered resistance previously. So that, of course, will be something worth paying attention to as well. And because of this, the market looks as if it is starting to run out of momentum. And quite frankly, the daily candlestick just screams JP Morgan lives here. JP Morgan, by far the shadiest bank. Remember when earlier I said price manipulation and speculation? JP Morgan, they reign supreme on price manipulation. They rig the price of silver. Now, I asked my co-host from the Silver Stacking podcast about this, because he's the numbers guy, he's the charts, he'll break down the analytics, he'll talk about CPI data, he has his own formulate, equations and all. He's extremely smart. I call him a genius. But I asked him about price manipulation, and he said he thinks it does have an effect, but just in smaller in smaller instances, more than a long term, like the dollar index would have more pull longer term. But they do manipulate the price in shorter terms, which is also how they profit in between those. Now, let me explain how they do this. It's called spoofing. Spoofing is when you place a buy order or a sell order on an exchange, but you cancel the order before it goes through. The hardest the hardest thing about this is you're allowed to cancel orders on these exchanges. So how do you catch someone that has the intent to never allow that order to go through? How do you catch someone like that? You have to look at patterns. But Silver Slayer, what's so bad about canceling an order? Well, that's tricking everyone else on the market to think there's more volume, more buys going in or sells going out than there really is. So then other people invest differently off of that same perception, which is actually a false exchange or these false numbers. So they do that to their liking, and then they profit from it. And that's rigging the price, and it's actually a punishable crime now. 3 of their employees got sent to prison last year. They're paying billion-dollar fines now, and it's not just a slap on the wrist, but it's always going to happen, right? But anyways, that's what they're literally what they're just saying right now. If you don't know, I'm talking about JP Morgan's been fined for manipulating the metals markets, particularly silver. And JP Morgan's been doing this for decades. It's funny they mention that, because I haven't read all this article yet, but that's real. The Dutch bank Merrill Lynch also got caught, but JP Morgan's in the forefront by far. The type of massive sell-off that we've seen in this area does suggest that perhaps there was a lot of block orders entered into the market, and because of JP Morgan, inherited a massive silver shorts after the great financial crisis, which they still have to unwind. They inherited the silver shorts from one of the banks that they swallowed up in the restructuring. So that being said, the US dollar spiking certainly does not help. And at this point in time, if you are trying to play the fear trade in the metals market, you're going to get a strong lesson that, in fact, silver is an industrial metal just as much as it is a precious metal. And because of this, I still favor gold over silver, especially after this horrific candlestick. Now, I actually disagree with that last little paragraph. Yes, silver is an industrial metal, not just a monetary metal, but I think that's a beneficial thing. See, we aren't selling. Like he's coming from that perspective is, yeah, you're going to get burnt if you're trying to fear trade. But we aren't fear trading. We are buying and holding. Silver as an industrial metal is actually the best of both worlds, because regardless of the dollar going up or regardless of the economy in good or bad shape, silver can benefit. Monetary metal, things only go bad, or the price only does good when things go bad. That's why people that invest in the gold, we're in this weird space where we kind of have to hope things go bad for our investment to go up. But silver, since it's also an industrial metal, when the economy's recovering in good shape, right? Supply and demand, all the, you know, silver benefits since it's used in all that stuff. But that also takes a whole nother life, which I've really been focusing on, where silver will benefit where gold has no play in, and that is the industrial sector, 5G towers, solar panels, electric vehicles, silver lithium ion batteries. Silver is needed for all that stuff. Over the next couple of decades, by the year 2030, all automobile companies will be electric. There's already a silver shortage, and silver's needed in all that. Gold, yes, there is gold in technology. I used to scrap gold out of cell phones myself, but to nowhere near as a degree. Gold is used for coins, bars, jewelry, necklaces. Silver, yeah, it's in that stuff, but mainly the industrial sector. So, yes, you can get a strong lesson that silver is an industrial metal, but for right now, if you fear trade, but in the long term, that exact same thing is what's going to push silver way beyond gold. And no matter what gold prices are doing, silver is going to take on a life of its own because it will be separated since it's needed for another reason, a much more severe reason. So, anyways, there's going to be there's a lot happening, but the point of this is hang on, hodl, hold on for dear life. If you want to watch the news and all that and pay attention, you can, but don't let that try to influence your investing. Remember, I always tell people this: invest with your head, not your heart. If you need validation or confirmation for the prices to go up for you to feel happy, that means you don't understand silver's true value. Got to hold on for the long term. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was 1, educational, 2, informational, 3, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. I post daily videos. Also, go check out the Silver Stacking podcast. New podcast every Friday, but we also post segments of the podcast throughout the week if you weren't able to catch the hour plus long podcast. Plus, we're doing a giveaway over there. So, yeah, lots of silver given away to lots of different stackers. May the luckiest stacker win. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.